Today we'll be discussing Black female beauty after World War II, pioneers who transformed fashion and redefined aesthetics, particularly in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s.
Hi, you're in class with Dr. T.
The period following World War II through the 1970s was a defining era for Black female beauty and fashion. As the civil rights and Black power movements reshaped American society, Black women in fashion, modeling, and beauty industries challenged Eurocentric beauty standards and created a new, unapologetically Black aesthetic. Through this work, they inspired generations of Black women to embrace their natural features, darker skin tones, and diverse body types. However, this cultural transformation did not emerge in a vacuum. It was a direct response to centuries of racialized beauty standards that had systematically excluded and stigmatized Black women. From the 17th century through much of the 20th century, Black people, and Black women in particular, were positioned as outside of modern ideals of beauty. Enslavement in the United States and colonial ideologies throughout the diaspora had long associated Blackness with ugliness, primitivism, and inferiority. Scientific racism, pseudo-scientific studies, and cultural narratives reinforced the idea that beauty was inherently European, privileging lighter skin, straighter hair, and more delicate facial features. The emerging beauty industries of the late 19th century and early 20th centuries further codified these standards, selling skin lightening creams, hair straightening products, and other beauty treatments designed to quote-unquote correct Black women's natural features. Figures such as Madam C.J. Walker, who created hair care products for Black women, have been critiqued in recent years because they often operated within this problematic framework, offering solutions to a market condition to see straight hair as more professional and desirable. Even as Black newspapers, magazines, and film industries developed in the earlier 20th century to counteract mainstream media exclusion of Black beauty, they often replicated these racial hierarchies. Publications such as Ebony and Jet, while groundbreaking in their celebration of Black culture, frequently featured women with lighter skin and more Eurocentric features as beauty icons. The practice of colorism, where lighter-skinned Black individuals were afforded more visibility and desirability, persisted both within Black communities and in the broader society. Within the Harlem Renaissance, for example, celebrated Black beauty queens and models were often biracial or of mixed ancestry, reinforcing the idea that Black beauty was most acceptable when it was closest to whiteness. In Hollywood, Black actresses such as Lena Horne and Dorothy Dandridge, both light-skinned, were among the few who gained mainstream success, while darker-skinned actors faced even greater barriers. This historical exclusion and marginalization set the stage for the radical redefinition of Black beauty that took place after World War II in the 1960s and 1970s with the rise of the Black Power movement. A growing number of Black women rejected Eurocentric standards altogether. The Afro became a symbol of racial pride, natural beauty, and resistance to assimilationist ideals. Black models such as Naomi Sines, Beverly Johnson, and others challenged the fashion industry's rigid standards, while activists like Angela Davis made natural hairstyles and African-inspired fashion statements of political defiance. Publications such as Essence emerged to celebrate broader spectrums of Black beauty and pushing back against the dominance of light-skinned representation. The post-war era was thus not just a moment of aesthetic transformation, but a political and cultural revolution in how Black women saw themselves. By confronting a history of exclusion and redefining beauty on their own terms, Black women in fashion, modeling, and media carved out new spaces of self-expression, reshaping the industry and inspiring generations to embrace the full spectrum of Black beauty. The following 10 examples played pivotal roles in revolutionizing the fashion industry and redefining Black femininity. Dorothea Towles Church broke barriers in the early 1950s when she became the first African-American model to work for the leading Parisian fashion houses like Christian Dior and Elsa Schiaparelli. At a time when black models were almost entirely excluded from American high fashion, Church's success in Europe demonstrated that black women could embody luxury, elegance, and sophistication. She later returned to the US and lectured about black beauty, inspiring younger generations. Helen Williams was a trailblazer in the 1950s and 1960s, becoming the first black model to gain widespread success in mainstream commercial advertising. Initially rejected by American agencies, she worked in Paris before returning to the US, where she eventually became the face of major brands like Revlon and Budweiser. Her work helped normalize black beauty in media and fashion advertising. In 1968, Naomi Sims became the first black model to appear on the cover of Ladies' Home Journal, marking a turning point for the visibility of black beauty in American culture. Her elegant, regal features and dark skin challenged the industry's preference for lighter-skinned black women. Sims later launched a successful wig and beauty empire, catering specifically to black women, further reshaping beauty standards. Beverly Johnson made history in 1974 when she became the first African-American model to grace the cover of Vogue. Her success in both editorial and runway modeling expanded opportunities for black models in high fashion, paving the way for future superstars like Iman and Tyra Banks. Johnson's impact proved that black women could sell luxury fashion at the highest levels. Danielle Luna was one of the first striking and unconventional black models of the 1960s. In 1966, she became the first black woman to appear on the cover of British Vogue. Her statuesque beauty and bold artistic approach to modeling made her a muse for designers and photographers like Salvador Dali and Richard Avedon. Luna embodied a free-spirited Afrofuturistic aesthetic that predated the Black Power fashion movements of the 1970s. Pat Evans was a model known for her bald head and striking dark skin, challenging traditional beauty norms in the early 1970s. Refusing to conform to the European beauty standards of long, straight hair, Evans projected strength, individuality, and confidence. She proved that black beauty could be powerful, avant-garde, and unconventional. Ophelia Devereux was one of the earliest advocates for black beauty and elegance in fashion. In 1946, she founded the Grace Del Marco Agency, one of the first modeling agencies for black models. She also created the Ophelia Devereux School of Charm, where she trained models and media personalities like Cicely Tyson and Diane Carroll. Her mission was to refine and promote black beauty in fashion, media, and society. Cicely Tyson, while primarily known for her acting, played a crucial role in shifting black beauty standards by wearing natural hairstyles on screen and in public in the 1960s and 1970s. When the natural hair movement was gaining momentum, her afro and braided hairstyle sent a powerful message of self-acceptance. She used her visibility to challenge Hollywood's Eurocentric beauty norms and elevate black aesthetics. Iman, though she gained prominence slightly after the 1970s, a Somali-born model, she became one of the most successful black models in history. She dominated fashion runways and editorial spreads, proving that black beauty was not monolithic. Later, she launched her own Iman Cosmetics in 1994, addressing the lack of makeup for women of color, further shaping the beauty industry. Essence magazine, although not an individual, showed how black beauty could be institutionalized. Essence magazine was founded in 1970, was a groundbreaking publication dedicated to celebrating black women's beauty culture and empowerment. Unlike mainstream magazines that upheld Eurocentric beauty ideals, Essence showcased a wide range of black skin tones, natural hairstyles, and diverse body types. It provided a platform for black models, beauty entrepreneurs, and cultural icons who were often excluded from mainstream media. By affirming that black women were beautiful as they were, without needing to conform to white standards. It played a crucial role in redefining beauty, fostering self-love, and resisting the historical stigmatization of Black features. In conclusion, the contributions of these Black women helped dismantle Eurocentric beauty standards and create space for Black women in the fashion industry. Though they are modeling entrepreneurship and activism, they promoted Black self-love, economic empowerment, and artistic expression. The new feminine Black aesthetic they championed, from embracing natural hair to amplifying Black designers, still influences contemporary fashion today. Without their groundbreaking efforts, the visibility and success of Black beauty in high fashion and popular culture would not be where it is today. Thank you. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and smash that bell